Alright guys, this is JC the Sniper back again as promised with part 2 of my review of the Cold Steel Spike series. So we talked a little bit about some of the different models of the spike that are available, this being the Tokyo, and we've talked about the limitations of these and their advantages, what they're used for, which is basically shanking people. So you know, take that as you will. Great for shanking. So next we're going to talk about the sheaths a little bit. These are pretty good sheaths. They're Kydex, I think. They might be just some other sort of plastic, but they're, I don't know. If not, they're like Kydex. So they're pretty cool that way. However, they are a little bit difficult to get out, depending on the model. This one clicks in nicely and pulls out pretty good. Don't have a problem with this one. However, some of them, this Scottish spike in particular, this sheath is really hard to get it out of, and it doesn't click in very nicely. So I don't know if they vary just from knife to knife, or if it's like this on all Scottish spikes. But this one's a little bit tricky. The rest of these are pretty decent. As you can see, this one pops out pretty well. Doesn't have a big problem. Same with the Tonto. So I know in the past people have really complained about them being difficult to get out. And I got all these on Amazon, so it's possible that this is an older version of the Scottish spike and the rest of these are a little bit newer. It wouldn't surprise me. So that we'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one, because the other four are pretty decent. So they're a little bit tricky to pop out, but they're not that bad. And realistically, you're going to have this around your neck, you're going to grab it, and you're going to yank. So you shouldn't have any trouble getting it out. Isn't that thing wicked looking? I love the way that looks. It just looks vicious. And that is one advantage of these things. If you pull one of these out in a defensive situation, that's just intimidating looking. I mean, because that's a 4.5, almost 5-inch blade, and it's just wickedly curved, and it just looks mean. I wouldn't want to go up against somebody with one of those, or with really any of these. I mean, it's just a... This one, although it looks a little bit steak knifey, I'm still not going to go up against somebody with that if I can help it. So anyway, these are intended to be neck knives, obviously, and they come with a little steel beaded chain, which they intend you to carry it on. So you'd put that through one of these sets of holes, and that's how you carry it. I'm not a big fan of that, and there's a few reasons. One being that it flops around a lot. It's not secure, it doesn't stay in the same place, and that can be a problem. And the reason that can be a problem is because if your knife's moving around, you're not going to know where it is. If you have something like this, you're going to put it on your belt, it's going to stay on your belt in one place. Hopefully you're going to run that and you're going to make sure it's secure on your belt and in one place on your belt even. So with this, for example, I'm going to run this up against a belt loop, and then optimally I'm going to lash this down somehow, perhaps with this, you know, in a way that it's not going to move around. It's easier if you have the Kydex sheath for these, but you're going to lash it so that it doesn't move. Then when you go to grab it, it's right there in the same place every time. You can pull it out. You can't do that with a neck knife because it's just around your neck, and that can be an issue. So if it's just hanging on your neck, dangling, it's swinging back and forth, it might wrap around you. If you get in a real big fight, maybe it's all the way around behind your back. Or it goes under your arm. Or perhaps you get in a fight, you go to the ground, and this is trapped underneath you and you can't get to it. That's a problem. So that would be bad. The other thing about these is, as it's a neck knife, it does this when you walk. It swings. And as it's swinging, it's bumping into your shirt every time. And it's going poof, poof. And if you're just wearing a t-shirt, that's going to show. people are gonna notice, which is kind of a problem in my opinion. I just don't want people to know I have a neck knife on, particularly if I'm somewhere like college, something like that, where it might be frowned upon to have a neck knife. You know, so that's I just wouldn't be a fan of that. So this is what I've done when I carry this, which is not all the time. Usually I just carry my one of my defensive tactical folders. My Emerson Wave opener is the one I'm currently carrying. You know, I've also got my M16 from Columbia River Knife and Tool. You know, this is what I'm typically going to carry, because I'm going to get similar capabilities from it. Not the strength, however. But, you know, I carry this from time to time for varying reasons, and what I've done is I tuck this inside my pants, and then I wrap these over the belt and underneath, like this, pretending my finger is a belt. I'd wrap them under the belt, and then tie them together here, like that, so that this is securely attached to the belt and it won't slide anywhere. And so it's inside the pants, tied around the belt with this little piece of paracord, and then covered up with a shirt. And that way I do it cross draw, so I just reach over to my left side, pull it out, and there you've got your knife. So that's the way I carry it, and I think that's better than on your neck. But, you know, it's up to you. And one thing I do like about this is they've given you the options. If you felt like it, you could take this and strap it flat across your back, horizontally in the back. Because you could take this piece of paracord, put another one here, strap it on like that, if that's what you wanted to do. Or you could use these to put it on web gear, or, you know, perhaps affix some sort of Velcro loop to a bag or pants or whatever you wanted to carry it in, and have it attached that way. So that would be pretty convenient for attaching it in different methods. So I like that pretty well. One thing that I think they could add to these is perhaps a clip. I think a clip would be convenient. Of course, it's a neck knife. It's intended to be a neck knife, so I understand why they didn't put one on there. But I would like it if they offered it. Maybe even a detachable clip. Or perhaps make it an option. You know, you get it with the clip or without. Because I would like a clip on this, because then I could just clip it inside my pants. You know, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. Or clip it to a boot, or, you know, something like that. So this is one option for carrying these, which I think is better than the neck option. And I just think the neck knife thing is fraught with some difficulties. However, if you're wearing a dress shirt or a button down, something that's a little bit more resistant to printing, a neck knife wouldn't show. And, you know, if you're wearing something that's tucked in, you probably aren't going to want to have this, you know, tied inside your belt, because it's not going to work very well. So in that circumstance, maybe this is a good option, because, you know, at least you have the knife. Maybe it's moving around, it's not always in the same place, but at least you've got it. So if you really want something concealed and you just can't have one in your pocket, or you want the extra strength afforded by this, that might be a good option for you. So I guess that's about it. So this is JC the Sniper signing off with my review part 2 of the Cold Steel Spike series. Thanks for watching.